Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and this video is later than it should have been because I could not stop laughing when I was making it. If you don't know what MGTOW is, it's an acronym for Men Going Their Own Way. It's a movement of men who have decided women aren't worth the trouble they bring. If that sounds to you like a bunch of guys angrily beating off in the woods, you're pretty much up to speed. This is not to be confused with men's right activists, though sometimes they do overlap. MGTOWs are basically the feminazis of the MRAs. I vividly remember my first exposure to MGTOW. It showed up as a related video to something I was watching, and I'd heard the acronym, so I went and checked it out. I swear on my mother's grave I thought I was watching satire. I spent 5 minutes laughing at what I thought was a great satirical takedown of the worst feminazis. And then I realized the dude was serious, and I spent the next half hour laughing even harder. It was at this point that I decided I was never going to wade into those fucking weird waters ever again. Until yesterday. I was killing time on Twitter when ShoeOnHead highlighted this fucking guy, the angry MGTOW, and his video claiming she's a feminist. It had to be satire this time. No one could confuse Shoe for a feminist. So, being the slow learner that I am, I went to check it out, and holy shit, the guy was serious.
So, why are we talking about her today? Simple, because ShoeOnHead is a feminist.
That bitch.
And I will prove this point to you. People look at her and they think, oh wow, here's a woman who really cares about men's issues and wants things to change. No! No! No.
Speaking only for myself, when I watch Shoe, I think, here's a woman who doesn't buy into feminist bullshit, who expresses her objections in a well thought out and humorous way. But then again, I wasn't looking for her hidden messages.
But she doesn't actually give two shits about men's issues.
She doesn't have to give a tiny little feminine shit about men's rights to oppose feminism, you simple-minded twat.
It's funny, some people are going to attack me because they somehow think that by defending her honor, it means that they may just have a chance at having sex with her.
Some people may attack you thinking they might get to fuck Shoe. I am not one of those people. I'm attacking you because I think you're a fucking idiot who proudly posted really stupid shit for the world to see, and it amuses me to make fun of you for it.
Wow, that's pathetic. Wow, that's pathetic. Jeez, that's so pathetic. Some girl across the web that could have HIV. You guys are so desperate to sleep with her. A woman who is possibly HIV positive. In fact, it could even be full-blown AIDS. And you guys are so desperate to sleep with her.
So defending Shoe from your blatant fucktardery is going to give us AIDS? You know, Shoe is perfectly capable of defending herself, and I'm pretty sure Armored Skeptic could make you cry with just a scary look, so I've decided to check out the rest of your channel. As of last night when I started this, over the last week, MGTOW here has posted 60 videos about how evil women are. 60. 6-0. There really is no reason for me to risk Shoe AIDS when there is so much material to work with. Let's check out some of his other stuff here.
Angry MGTOW here, and today we're going to talk about how to stop loving a woman. I recently received a comment from Ruiz Hernandez Trust. MGTOW here. It's not on topic. This is a serious matter. I'm not trolling. I'm starting to have a strong love feeling for a woman.
Someone sought wisdom from this MGTOW. Let that sink in for a moment.
I enjoy being in her company more and more. How can I kill this feeling? Please help. A fellow MGTOW. He continues, I'm feeling so weak and vulnerable. Help. Keep in mind, a woman can never love you the way that you can love her. So loving a woman is a pointless endeavor. How you're going to stop that feeling is by first acknowledging she can never love you.
Okay, so MGTOW rule number 1 for falling out of love, accept that she can't love you. Women suck and you're probably unlovable anyway. Just accept that.
The next thing you need to do is you need to stop seeing her and speaking to her. Now, I understand this may be difficult if you work with her or if you go to school with her and you have to see her and speak to her on a daily basis. This, however, does not mean you have to have regular contact with her regardless. This doesn't mean you have to make chit-chat with her. This does not mean that you have to keep a picture of her and keep looking at her profile on Facebook. The less you see her, the less you hear her voice, the less you'll think about her, and the easier it will be to move on with your life. So if you've been checking her Facebook, if you have pictures of her, if you talk to her regularly, you need to cut that shit out now.
Rule number 2, stop staring at pictures you have of her and stop cyberstalking her. It's probably a good idea to throw away any of her hair that you have saved and destroy any altars you've built.
Okay? I'm not saying that you should completely just tell her fuck off. What I am saying is you need to do it in a nice way. You need to essentially just pull back. And if she asks you if something's wrong, tell her nothing's wrong. You're just really busy with things going on in your life.
Number 3, step back and lie.
It's the absolute truth. You're busy with things that are going on in your life, and she's just not that important. Don't tell her that last part, unless you want to. But point is, just get her out of your life as much as possible. Stop looking at her Facebook profile if you're doing that. Stop keeping that picture around of her if you have one. I know how guys work. Stop listening to her voicemails if you have a voicemail or voicemails from her, just to hear the sound of her voice. Stop that shit.
Step 4, be a dick and revisit step 2, making sure to stop any additional creepy shit you might have missed the first time through.
I remember when I fell in love with a girl a number of years ago, and I ended up spending lots of time just looking at her Facebook every single day. And I became infatuated with her. And I developed a relationship in my head with her when there really wasn't one. And the only thing that really stopped me from being infatuated with her
was the restraining order? Now I know you're probably going to make it sound like it was your choice not to talk to her anymore, but let's be real. Step 5, obey legal requirements to stay away from her.
When I blocked her on Facebook, stopped speaking to her. In fact, I made it clear to her that I was not going to talk to her anymore unless she reached out to me. And then I cut off any line of communication between the two of us. And if things get really bad, there's also some hypnotherapy that you can utilize that can help you to forget a person. One of my favorite hypnotherapies is this. You close your eyes and you imagine the clown melody. So it's the okay, so now you've got that going in your head, and you imagine a picture of the woman that you like. Then you imagine the sun, and you hear the clown music, and you imagine outer space. So there's the sun in outer space, and you see the picture of the girl you like, and the sun is further out in the distance, and there's the picture, and there's the clown music. This picture starts spinning around while it's going dun 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 dun, and as the music is playing in your head, the picture is slowly moving towards the sun, and it's getting closer and closer to the sun and further away from you, and you have that music going that entire time until the picture of the girl that you like goes into the sun and it burns up.
Step 6. Imagine her burning up in the sun as circus music plays. Jesus Christ. I can do this. Step 6. God damn it. Step 6. Imagine her burning up in the sun as circus music plays in your head. Sure, that's far more reasonable than treating her like a human, talking to her, maybe even finding out she loves you back and having a whirlwind romance with lots of sex and some wonderful memories. Better to just imagine her dying by fire as circus music plays in the background. This dude needs serious psychological help. Nobody just wakes up this fucking crazy. I had my suspicions as to what caused this, and they were pretty much confirmed in another video. Check this one out.
Angry MGTOW here, and I'm going to share with you something that I was waiting and I didn't really think I would ever share with you. And that is that I've fallen in love with a girl. It happened just a little under a year ago. I met this really beautiful girl, and we began talking, and I really started to like her. She had a boyfriend at the time. Now, regardless, we still kept talking, and she told me that she was still allowed to do these types of things, even though she had a boyfriend.
In this day and age, a woman with a boyfriend allowed to talk to a man? We must inform the church elders immediately.
She's also a pretty staunch anti-feminist. Now she and her boyfriend will be moving in together soon. We're still talking, and she's made it quite clear that she wants a relationship with me. In fact, she wants one even more now than previously.
All you've done is talk. You never even say she wants a sexual relationship, just that she wants to keep talking to you. Don't get me wrong, I think her wanting to talk to you suggests she has problems, but it doesn't make her any kind of slut. Is anyone else getting the feeling that maybe this is the same girl from the last video where he said,
And I became infatuated with her, and I developed a relationship in my head with her when there really wasn't one.
I'm pretty sure we're talking about the same woman here, which would explain so much of his hatred. He imagined a relationship. He was deeply in love with her, even though he was quite clearly in the friend zone. She moved in with her boyfriend, and Captain Oblivious here still thought he had a chance because she wanted to remain friends. If this is the same woman, and I am quite sure it is, this next part is just even funnier.
So obviously I'm not going to hook up with her, and I'm not going to be her next guy on the list.
You're not going to hook up with a woman who's shown no sexual interest in you at all? Way to take a stand. You're a manly man. I'm not sure if anybody's told you this, and I'm just trying to be a good friend here, but having a sexual relationship with a woman who isn't sexually interested in you is what we in the civilized world would call rape. You're not being bold here, you're just following the law, you creepy motherfucker. I had several more videos I wanted to highlight, but this is more of this fucking MGTOW than I can actually take. However, I do want to highlight one more video because I think he might be onto something that could really help society.
Angry MGTOW here, and women are drug dealers.
I know what you're thinking, but hang in there. He's gonna prove it.
Now you might say, how is that possible? Well, I'll explain it to you. This is a topic that I actually had discussed with a friend in MGTOW a while back, about a year ago, and it is still relevant. Women are drug dealers. They are drug peddlers because they are peddling sex. You heard me right. Sex is the most dangerous weapon that a woman has, her vagina. They're peddling vagina, and they use it to trap men. You get a sample of it, you get a sniff of it, and that's all it takes to get you hooked.
When he said vagina is the most dangerous weapon a woman has, I wondered if his only exposure to vagina was the movie Teeth. If you're unfamiliar with that movie, it's about a woman whose pussy has teeth and bites off wieners. But then he said one sniff of it is all you need to get hooked, and I lost it. This fucking guy.
He will do anything for the vagina. Just like a drug addict would do anything for cocaine or crack or heroin. It's no different.
Pussy is no different than cocaine, crack, or heroin. I've never heard of a guy who was willing to blow another guy in an alley for a couple of bucks so he can score some more pussy. I would really like to meet the woman that fucked this guy up. I would never put my dick in a woman like that because just one sniff of this woman's pussy is enough to make you insane, but I really, really would like to meet her.
All these men, in the end, regardless if it's cocaine, crack, or heroin, still end up homeless, still can't see their kids, still are ostracized by the courts. This is complete and utter proof that vagina is equivalent to any other drug on earth. Addictive, dangerous drug.
Maybe he's onto something here. Has anyone ever studied the medicinal value of vagina? I know it's made me feel better, but I've never tried it for aches and pains. You know what's good for a pulled muscle? Moist heat. You know where you can find moist heat? Next time you have a backache, just apply some vagina. If it really is like heroin, that'd make it a Schedule II narcotic. The medical applications could be endless. Maybe instead of chemo for cancer, all people really need is prescription-strength vagina. For less serious conditions, maybe all you need is some over-the-counter vagina. Just be careful if you're buying generic. You never know what extra ingredients could be in there.
Guess what? Look at the manginas today. Look at society. This is your brain on vagina. Society is collapsing around us. Men are dressing as women, doing anything it takes to get some vagina.
As a heterosexual man, the idea that men are dressing up as women so they can get pussy would make it much easier for me to understand transgenders. But I'm just not really sure that's what's going on here.
It's the most dangerous drug on earth. It has brought down civilizations. It destroyed Rome, the greatest empire the world had ever known. It destroyed Rome.
That's it. That's my breaking point. Pussy destroyed Rome. Nope, can't do it anymore. My wife was listening to this as I was editing, and she said, the way he says vagina sounds pained, and she's pretty sure he'll never see any if that's how he says it to a woman. I'm sure she's right, but with the rest of what this MGTOW says, I doubt he's ever gotten far enough into a conversation with a woman for vagina to even come up. There's going to be a link down below to this idiot's channel if you'd like to experience more of the lunacy for yourself, but this is as far as I can take you. If you enjoyed the misery I put myself through to try to entertain you here, please hit that like button, subscribe, and share. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I will see you next time.